welcome to our Mommy's Love video. And today we're going to be talking about something pretty interesting because a lot of theories and research and stuff like that done in regards to breastfeeding and IQs, okay? And I think it's really important to kind of analyze that because it's definitely something like a huge motivator to want to breastfeed your baby because you know that they have a higher chance of having a higher IQ. So we'll talk a little bit about the ins and outs, and we'll talk about the components of the latest research in regards to brain development and IQ for babies. So basically, to kind of sum it up a little bit, all this talk about breastfeeding linked to higher IQ is basically because we know that breast milk boosts brain development and brain mass. That's essentially why our breast milk, human breast milk, is different to cow's breast milk, because cow's breast milk is intended for calves, which are supposed to grow in body mass. So that's kind of the objective there, where with humans, one of the main components or one of the main motives or objectives of breast milk is to grow brain, so for brain growth. That's why each species milk is designed for different things in regards to that species, okay? So I just wanted to bring that across because it kind of makes you realize why breast milk, human breast milk, is intended for human babies, okay? So let's talk a little bit about breast milk and your baby's brain development. So your baby's brain development, most of it happens from birth to 5 years. That's where it's gonna happen. After that, their brains will pretty much not gonna grow anymore. So from being a baby, 60%, so from 0 to 1, 60% of your brain is already developed, okay? From the time that you're born to the time that you're 1, your brain actually doubles in size. So it's huge, and that's actually the time where your baby is taking most of your breast milk, especially from 0 to 6 months. That's exclusive breast milk. Then after that, we'll start to introduce solids, but still the main component is going to be breast milk, okay? Then once your baby becomes a toddler, the brain's still going to develop a lot more in size, and you'll also find that they learn so fast. During the toddler years, babies and toddlers learn really fast. They pick up things extremely fast, and their brain is going to grow another 20%. So it's up to 80% of the total growth that it's going to be. And in early childhood, we also see that experiences start to shape the way that the brain grows and the way that the brain thinks. So there's also external factors that have to do with that too. Especially in regards to positive and negative experience, they start to channel those emotions and start to channel the way of thinking or the way of reacting. So it's important to take that into consideration too. And then in regards to how your breast milk, your breast milk actually is involved in that brain development. Well, it contains a lot of different things that help with brain development. Like, for example, essential fatty acids, which is the DHA and AHA, okay? And those are essential for vision and for brain growth. It also has proteins, and proteins that are actually easy to break down, so they become like taurine and amino acids, and again, those help with brain development. We also have sugars, which are metabolized and turn into, and they actually turn into galactose, okay? The way that it's composed, the way that it's digested, and that helps to strengthen the nervous system of the baby too. So that's huge also, again, for brain development and that type of development. Vitamins and minerals in huge amounts, vitamin A, D, E, K, C, B6, B12, a lot of essential vitamins that they need. Again, all essential for healthy brain growth. So the debate between whether it does help the IQ or not, we'll talk a little bit about that research because it's interesting what's been found. In fact, there's been a couple of studies done. So there was a studies done in Belarus, which showed that there was a significant amount of babies and toddlers with higher IQs when they were given breast milk very early on. So from their first feeding onwards, okay, they noticed that correlation. There was a study in Brown University done where they saw that the brain growth of breastfed babies was 20 to 30% more than formula fed babies. So that's huge. And again, it goes into showing you that difference that I talked about at the beginning about human breast milk and cow's breast milk is very different for different things. And there was a study done in Brazil. It was studied the long-term benefits of a person's intelligence and social skills. And they studied like 6,000 babies all the way from 0 to 30 years old. And they were able to see that they did have higher IQs, that they were more intellectual, that they were able to study better, that they wanted to study more, they wanted to grow more, and they had better social skills. But on the other side, there's some other research, not that it contradicts this research that's being done that shows that higher IQ with breastfed babies, but it shows really something else, which I'm going to talk about. So they were done both in the UK, in London and in Ireland. And basically what they showed was that there was a lot of brain development in the early years of babies' lives, but by the time they were teenagers, it wasn't really like a direct connection in regards to whether they had a higher IQ, because it could have been influenced by other factors, like for example, mother's IQ, their own education level that they were having, what type of education they were exposed to, their home environment, their maternal connection to their mothers, so how secure and safe they were, how emotionally stable they were. So they basically were thinking that, okay, yes, great, breast milk shows that there's a huge development in brain growth, but can we really say that it's the result of a higher IQ later on in life? While there's other factors that could be involved. But still, I don't think that discredits the fact that breast milk does help to give your baby the best start to life. It gives your baby optimum brain growth, which helps them to learn things quicker and things better and become more intellectual early in life, which is gonna, carry on throughout their years and once they become, teenagers and grown-ups. So I do think it has a huge influence in them having a higher IQ. And in addition to that, there's other benefits, like that breast milk provides a complete nutrition, provides everything that your baby needs, tailor-made for your baby and your specific baby's needs too. Also, there's a lower risk for infections because it's fueled up with immunity boosting components. Also, there's a reduced risk for SIDS. We know that SIDS is one of basically it's the number one factor for babies' deaths in the US, and it significantly reduces SIDS. And also it's easier to digest for your baby, so it's going to be a lot easier on their digestive system. So all in all, we know that whether or not really higher IQ is a direct result of breastfeeding your baby, we know that there's huge benefits in breastfeeding your baby. So it is definitely the optimum nutrition, and all science definitely backs that up. And everyone will tell you how amazing it is to breastfeed your baby, and especially medical providers, and the amazing results that it provides in your baby. So share your stories. Maybe if you're a mom that your babies have grown up and you've breastfed your babies, what differences have you seen compared to other moms that formula fed their babies? Do you see that there's a higher IQ? Do you see that your kids pick things up quicker? Like, what's the cognitive differences and intellectual differences that you see in your babies? Bye, mommies. Besitos.
Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure you give us a thumbs up and you share it with another mommy that can find it useful. Also, hit subscribe. That way you'll get to see all our latest amazing videos that we're doing. I've also included below in the description of this video all our links for our social media so that you can follow us and be part of our community, our discounts, our giveaways. Awesome, mommies. Bye.